It is time to leave your worries outside and laugh with us inside the treehouse. I'm Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm and Raj Sharma. On a Monday, November 4th, 2024. Just a quick shameless plug on our part. If you'd like even more Treehouse, you can do that by going to treehouseonair.com. And that includes special shows that we do just for you, the subscriber, on Patreon. Sometimes I share really horrific things with Trey and Raj that I think is going to be fun, and then I regret. And that's what we did earlier. But now that we're in the regular show, regular programming, I'm going to share something with you both that I know you're going to love. It's twofold. One, I'm debuting a new game inside the Treehouse called If You Laugh, You're Dead.
Okay.
Not literally, just figuratively. And the thing I'm going to share with you to see if you win the game or not, well, if I can speak frankly, it's shocking. Okay?
Okay.
So here we go. This is the debut to you, Trey, and to you, Raj,
Okay.
of the new game inside the Treehouse called If You Laugh, You're Dead. This is a news report from a station I don't know, and honestly, doesn't really matter. Just enjoy the anchor trying to tell you about something unfortunate that happened to a woman.
A Boise, Idaho woman is considered a medical miracle. Laura Esterman was struck by lightning nearly a month ago, and she was considered officially dead. Thankfully, CPR from her mom revived her heart, but she laid in a coma for 2 weeks, and then she defied all odds and woke up. Well, obviously.
Congratulations. I think, Raj, you've won the game. You're not laughing, and Trey's smiling, and I think kind of uncertain about things.
There was a problem with that tape. She doesn't really sound like that. She doesn't remember the accident, but the evidence is clear. I am so sorry. Laura's learning to walk again after the lightning burned her legs. And we'll have more on that story and hopefully get that tape fixed for you.
That is one of the best / worst timed VHS or Betamax, whatever this TV station was using, times for it to skip that I've ever witnessed.
Now, I give him credit because he's not me, because I wouldn't have called it out.
What would you have said?
I was like, "Isn't that amazing? What an amazing comeback!" And I wouldn't even make mention that it was the tape's fault.
It's just actually how she is.
That's called lightning talk.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that report. We appreciate that. Clearly, she's still struggling in her recovery process, but we have high hopes for her.
Her brain works lightning fast, so she sometimes can't get it out as fast as she wants to. The other side of the reason
that's shocking.
The flip side to this is the reason I didn't laugh. I've seen this video.
Ah, damn it. I was hoping.
And they also did a report on her on like 2020 back in the day when they didn't do all murder. When it was actually like they covered other news stories.
Like back when it was Barbara Walters and Hugh Downs.
Yes, basically, yeah.
Friday night, man. Woo, that was exciting times.
What was Stone Phillips on? Oh, he was Dateline back before Dateline was all murder. Yeah, but no, I saw it's really pretty incredible that she managed to make a full recovery, like legitimately, like
because the deck is clearly stacked against her.
I know.
In this case, it's the tape deck.
And here's the crib. My girlfriend's uncle, who lives out in West Texas, has been struck by lightning 3 times.
What?
Yeah, 3 times. I don't believe it either, but everybody is like, "Yep, it's that." Yeah, but nothing like that happened. I think he just looked and sounded like that before the lightning strikes.
So it corrected him.
Yeah, it just made him a normal guy. He's an accountant now.
He counts cards in Vegas. This is one of those few times you're getting struck by lightning really paid off.
He can see through the deck.
He doesn't even have to count.
You ever seen somebody play blackjack blind? That's a weird.
Not only does he know which card is next or next in 5 hands, but he also can tell you how many electrons are in it.
Favorite movie? Powder.
Favorite cartoon character? Louis the Lightning Bug.
One more time because it makes me smile.
The Idaho woman is considered a medical miracle. Laura Esterman was struck by lightning nearly a month ago, and she was considered officially dead. Thankfully, CPR from her mom revived her heart, but she laid in a coma for 2 weeks, and then she defied all odds and woke up. Well, obviously, there's a problem with that tape. She doesn't really sound like that. She doesn't remember the accident, but the evidence is clear. I am so sorry. Laura's learning to walk again after the lightning burned her legs. And we'll have more on that story and hopefully get that tape fixed for you.
And when they cut away, what do you think happened? Like, how much do you think they were just dying laughing?
I think that studio floor was covered in piss. Because you know that they played that clip at the station Christmas party at the end of the year. You know, it's like, let's go through all of our bloopers for the year. Here's Chris as he wins.
I would like for the engineer to come in and like, I did fix the tape. That's it. Like, that's the fixed version.
I think there's an engineer. Oh, you chewed me out about your mic last week. Okay, here you go.
You're listening to The Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Let's get you into a new car. If you would like a new truck, go to fairlease.org. If you want a new car, go to fairlease.org. Want something practical? Fairlease.org. Or if you want something sporty, go to fairlease.org. Save time and money when you use our friends at fairlease.org to get that new vehicle. And saving money, that's what happens when you lease instead of buy. Also, you can save a bunch of time because you're not wasting hours or days at a dealership or going from dealership to dealership. Instead, you just go to fairlease.org, browse their inventory, and if they got what you want, they'll bring it right to you. If they don't currently have what you want specifically in stock, that's okay because they'll go get it and then bring it to you. That's how wonderful the service is at Fair Lease. So go to the website, fairlease.org. Get your new vehicle from Fair Lease today. Fairlease.org is the website. Once again, that is fairlease.org.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
That first segment of the Treehouse is brought to you by Fair Lease. Go to fairlease.org to save time and money on your next new vehicle. That is fairlease.org. Lease the no-hassle way from Fair Lease. Once again, that is fairlease.org. There is a major safety issue in schools across this fine nation, and it's wreaking havoc in communities and in homes. I'm talking about kids who are tripping and falling over their own Crocs. So schools are banning them over safety concerns.
I thought they were supposed to be like the safety shoe. Like you could wear them like in restaurants. Like I thought you could wear those because they were like the no slip soles is what the Crocs had. Am I wrong, or is it just all plastic shoe?
They're supposed to be safe. They're supposed to be soft and cushiony. I know. I mean, I've got a pair of Crocs myself.
course.
I use them for my yard. I don't wear them everywhere like Gen Z or Gen Alpha does. And apparently it's Gen Alpha that is having the major issue with tripping and falling over their Crocs.
And because I, in my previous relationship, lived with 2 small Gen Alpha kids, I can tell you what the problem is. Is, Crocs come with a strap that you can you put your foot in and hook it over the back of your heel. Gen Alpha, that is too much trouble. They don't like using that strap.
Do they know it's there? Do they know what it's for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the whole new phenomenon. Like I've asked this to people before, like the slip-in shoe now, like Skechers, like tired of tying your laces. I'm like, who is like now you don't even have to bend down. I'm like, we're gonna get to the point where it's like, let the shoe come to you. Like I don't know what's coming next. Like I've never had an issue with tying my shoes before.
And one of the biggest problems in aging is lack of flexibility, not being able to bend down, and so you're just
You're making it worse.
hating it.
Yeah.
I would like to point out that while I don't have an issue with tying my shoes, I am a big fan of shoes that I don't have to tie the laces.
You had a big pencil and ran headfirst into a wood building. I'm glad you don't have to tie your shoelaces, buddy. You're the reason Velcro was invented.
I'm serious. Look, there are shoes. I own 2 pairs of shoes that are 3 pairs of shoes from a company called Tropic Feel. It's not an endorsement for them. I just like the shoes because they have what they have called named sprint laces, where it's just kind of a snug fit. It's stretchy, and you don't have to tie the shoes. I have 3 of those, and I have a pair of Crocs. I only wear those, for yard work and stuff. Though I have, some standards. So I can appreciate the no tie phenomenon. Also, the shoes I wear to the gym are Under Armour, and they're called Slip Speed. So it has a dial that you push on, and then you turn it to tighten the laces instead of tying them. Also, it has a foldable heel in case you want to go from gym mode to relaxation mode and use it like a slipper.
So none of your shoes have laces you actually have to tie.
There are a few.
And you don't wear them.
They're in a box at the top of the closet.
Yeah.
Did Tara get tired of tying your shoes for you?
To the best of my knowledge, my wife has never had to tie my shoes.
Come here, big pencil Danny. Let's put your shoes on.
Turns out my marriage is just community service.
You just find out later she's a home health nurse.
We just let him think he's married to her. It's fine.
We did a whole wedding and everything.
It was either that or his Teddy Ruxpin, so we figured this was healthier. Now, not everyone, of course, is thrilled with schools banning Crocs for safety concerns of children who keep tripping and falling over them. Enter in the mothers, and this is one here who disagrees with her kid's school banning Crocs over safety concerns. Oh, wait, hang on. I got to pull up my fader here.
Mm-hmm.
There is a condition in regards to like sandals and shoes with open backs. Crocs are somewhere in the middle. I guess it's up to interpretation. To say that it's a safety issue is kind of where he's saying that does not make sense. Nurses wear them. People in food service wear them.
See?
Mm-hmm. And
but it doesn't matter if the people in the restaurant industry, if the people in the medical industry were tripping and falling over them, then they wouldn't be wearing them. If your idiot kid can't stay upright in a pair of Crocs, then probably they should have different types of shoes.
Well, to Trey's point, I've seen nurses wear them. I've seen the food industry wear them. The strap is over the back of their heel, so that's why they don't trip and fall. Yeah. Also, why aren't we selling these kids helmets? Like, let's do that. If there's a market for these kids tripping and falling, you know what? We have the Croc-met, the Croc helmet. We'll make it a no tie. We'll figure out a way they don't have to tie the helmet onto their head or fasten it.
It'll be like our Reebok pumps from the 90s. You just hits a button you push a few times and it tightens on their head.
Yeah, I think that's called encephalitis. I think that's what that's called.
And we have the spokesman for it. Look, this is what happens when you don't wear a helmet.
Hey.
You're in the treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
I'm surprised they're not tripping over their Crocs and then their big pencils are going right into their jugulars. Don't run in your Crocs while holding your big pencils.
You're listening to The Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
I mentioned it before, but I feel like it bears repeating. Go to patreon.com/treehouseonair to get even more Treehouse. Subscription levels are there. Patreon.com/treehouseonair. Even more Treehouse for your consumption. All right, so let's shift now from Gen Alpha kids that have trouble walking in their Crocs to some of their moms who may be tripping balls. Maybe this is an explanation to why we have some children who can't walk properly. Maybe it's because their moms are on shrooms. There are middle-class women who are tripping balls. Across America, women are using hallucinogens to improve their marriages and mental health. Meet the mushroom mommies. This is from the Free Press for Free People by Kat Rosenfield just a couple of weeks ago.
Mushroom mommies sound like they open for the giggles or the wiggles, whatever it is.
The wiggles, yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the wiggles. Yeah.
Yeah, the Mushroom Mommies show would definitely be one of those. It's got something for everyone.
Yeah.
Something for the kids and then adult stuff as well.
Just called Laser Floyd.
Picture the platonic ideal of the millennial woman, and you're probably thinking of someone like Rachel, a mushroom mommy. At 42, she has enviably unblemished skin and a nose piercing, nostril, not septum, in which she sports a delicate gold hoop. She's been married for nearly 2 decades to... Start that over. She's been married for nearly 2 decades to her college sweetheart, with whom she has 3 kids under the age of 13. That's a lot. She worked for 10 years in the healthcare industry before becoming a full-time mom. She rides a Peloton every morning, attends PTA meetings in the afternoons, and in her spare time, knits gorgeous, understated sweaters that look like the kind of garment Gwyneth Paltrow would wear on a trip to the Scottish Highlands. But Rachel also has another hobby, one that makes her a bit different from the other moms in her Texas suburb. Not that she talks about it with them. Once a month or so, after she and her husband put the kids to bed, Rachel texts her in-laws who live just down the street to make sure they're home and available in the event of an emergency. And then Rachel takes a generous dose of magic mushrooms, or sometimes MDMA. And there's really no other way to say this. She spends the next several hours tripping balls. She says everything feels incredible. Everything tastes incredible. All your sensory experiences are really intense. Sex is incredible as well, she says. If you take MDMA with a partner, it feels almost like you can accomplish what you would in like 5 years of couples counseling in one night. In popular American culture, psychedelic drugs are probably best known as recreational substances beloved by the sort of dreadlock-sporting, patchouli-marinated camper van dweller who takes sound baths instead of actual baths and just wants to free his mind, man. But their use has sharply risen in the last decade or so. One study published in July 2024 found that the percentage of adults aged 35 to 50 who had used hallucinogens within the past year was 7 times what it was just 10 years ago. And that's not just hippies driving the trend.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that microdose mushrooms. This isn't microdosing, like she does it once a month and she does like full on. But yeah, I know a lot of people that microdose, and I've seen it at like dinners where they have like a little jar and they'll just reach in and take a little piece of mushroom. And I was like, "What are you doing there, buddy?" Just microdosing
That's probably the only way you'd ever see me at a PTA meeting.
on mushrooms.
Like I was high and I just wandered into the wrong room.
Clearly they learned from their parents that Chardonnay and Coke wasn't the best way.
Remember the good old days of house moms that the housewives that just did meth. What happened in those days?
Well, I mean, Trey, you're actually onto something there because wine and cocaine, with a cigarette in the middle of all of it. We all grew up a little off. So we're open to exploring different ways of living life, or open to doing other things on a Friday night besides a movie and popcorn thing.
Yeah.
For years, I could tell you a couple bars where you could see the, after tennis lessons, the Chardonnay and a bump before picking the kids up to school.
Yeah, a little Kendall Jackson, some Peruvian flake, and some Marlboro Lights. Let's do it.
Bonus if they're Virginia Slims.
That's the soccer mom trifecta.
and they're not drinking Kendall Jackson.
Okay, it was my bad.
Come on.
I'm in Mesquite, buddy.
yeah. If it was meth, then yeah, Kendall Jackson.
And that's after doubling up with Bartles and James. And I'm not talking about the wine coolers.
No, the wine coolers is crack. That's what.
Look, it's an interesting thing. I think the thing that I'm most surprised by middle-class women tripping balls on a Friday night is the fact that in the case of this lady who lives in a Texas suburb, I need to see which one it is that she texts her in-laws who live down the street to say, okay, just be aware, we're about to, eat some shrooms or take some Molly. They seem to be fine with it. And then that's after they put the kids to bed. Wouldn't you just have the in-laws come pick up the kids?
No, see, that's leaving a paper trail for CPS. That's called custody, Dan.
I'm just saying, I think if you're gonna do hard drugs, let the in-laws take the kids for the night. That way you have the whole house to do whatever it is that you want to do without the kids waking up, which they will, in the middle of you tripping balls and wonder what has gotten into mommy.
Tripping daddy. That's who's gotten into mommy.
Yeah. That's when you walk into your parents doing their first threesome, but the third partner is Molly.
Yeah. And first of all, I don't think mushrooms are, and I love how you aged yourself. I don't think mushrooms are hard drugs anymore.
They are to me. When you classify it as a hallucinogen, to me, that's a hard drug.
Gotcha. I think you should try it. I think you should try the mushrooms and see what it does for you. I think
those terrify me. Anything where my reality has completely changed, I am terrified of. I don't like not being in control. Yeah. And I certainly don't like eating something that's going to alter my reality. And God knows what I'm going to end up doing or saying or whatever.
I have a feeling you're going to be best friends with the goat man.
And that's why I don't want to do shrooms. I don't want to be best friends with a goat man, no matter how cool he seems.
You're listening to The Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
I'm sure the goat man of Kaufman County sounds cool when you're tripping, but not when you're sober.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Be sure to check out treehouseonair.com for all things Treehouse. That's treehouseonair.com. And also check us out on the YouTube, youtube.com/@treehouseonair, or just go to YouTube and search it. the Treehouse Podcast. Got a few different things there. The podcast is available there as well, but we've also got Treehouse TV and a few other fun things there on the YouTube channel. So youtube.com/@treehouseonair, or just search the Treehouse Podcast on YouTube. Trey, you looked like you had something else on the tip of your tongue about middle-aged women tripping balls.
No, although I have always been against it. For some reason, I have an urge to like go to a place and try ayahuasca.
Yeah, my buddy does that out in West Texas. So let me know.
Is it like a camp or something that you go to? I don't. Is it Camp Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
like other quarterbacks have a QB camp. He's got a ayahuasca camp.
Camp Ayahuasca. Yeah, that sounds like a legitimate camp, but trust me, you don't want to send your kids there.
Like, or maybe you do.
Yeah. No, it's a Amazon thing, where it's this
ancient Amazonian.
Yeah,
it's a plant that they blend with something else. And
oh, Jesus Christ, this is how much Amazon, the company, has infiltrated my life. When you said it's an Amazon thing, I thought, really, you can get hallucinogens from Amazon? Okay, is it on Prime? Sorry, now I get it. It's from the Amazon rainforest.
Amazonian.
Thank you.
Yeah. And they boil it down, and then you drink it, and then you usually vomit it up, or you can usually, depending on a lot of people do it for just like to get themselves off substance abuse, or to go back, like it's therapeutic, like to go back to past like traumas or whatever, and apparently heals you. Like they do it for like a 3 or 4 day thing. Oh, and usually people are like Aaron Rodgers, right? Just a big a-hole his whole life. And like even his family, like you guys know, his family would invite him to like Christmas or Thanksgiving. They wouldn't even, they left a chair open for him, but they're like, he's not invited. And now he spends time with his family. He sees the shadow man in the stands. And if he sees the shadow man, he knows he's going to win. If he doesn't see the shadow man, he knows he's going to lose. And so I don't know. I guess the shadow man didn't go to the Jets with him when they traded him. So, but apparently it's supposed to be like an amazing wonder drug.
Trey, is that something that fits into the sober lifestyle of AA? Because you've been sober for 8 years. Can you do an ayahuasca thing, or is that like a gray area?
Well, this is more therapeutic. I would say it's not like something. It's not something you recreationally do. It's not something you typically do on your own. It's like it's Raj said. You go. There are like centers that you go to that you do this. You spend a couple of days at, and it's very controlled, and it's supposed to be very therapeutic.
Yeah. It's completely supervised. Like it's not like you're going to catch Trey at 2:00 in the morning just hammered on ayahuasca. It's like you do this like once every 6 months to a year. You can do it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So, but I mean, a buddy of mine from college, one of the sweetest human beings in the world, but he was just a raging alcoholic, and he was your typical downtown, uptown guy. Man, drove the BMW, had the $175,000 a year job, had a beautiful apartment, just miserable, blacking out all the time. He had heard about this thing in Peru and went down there. Not Peru, I guess it's Peru, and went through there and did the ayahuasca. He's never had a sip of alcohol again, and he filmed a documentary, More Joy, Less Pain. It's amazing, and he swears by it. So, like, and he has a garden at University of Texas Arlington where it's a community garden like that.
I went to UTA. I don't remember an ayahuasca garden.
No, I think it's mostly weed. But I mean,
they had that.
Yeah, but
this is something they've dated back to at least like 13,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I mean,
it is sort of like a camp. It's just obviously for adults. You said it's controlled. It's with professionals. They're monitoring you, making sure you don't have a bad trip, I guess. And if you do, they can guide you through it.
The funny thing is, you read about it, you don't hear about people having bad trips. It's not like LSD or anything else. It's like I said, it's supposed to be very spiritual and healing.
Like
Yeah,
life
like if
altering,
you
I guess?
let me know if you want to do it, Trey. I'll get in touch with him.
Okay.
We can go up there together. It'd be fun.
Well, I want to do it too.
Yep.
I don't think we should do this as a treehouse family. We all do the ayahuasca.
All right.
And then the band breaks up. Like everybody goes solo, like the Beatles.
Is that what broke up the Beatles? It was drugs.
Yes, and Yoko Ono.
Yeah.
That's I always thought it was Yoko. Yeah. I mean, I'm intrigued by it because when I was in Seattle recently, I experimented more with marijuana there than I ever have in my life. And keep in mind that was like 3 times
Wow.
that I did it in Seattle. So that tells you my experience with drugs. It's very minimal.
Yeah.
And I tried it and I don't like it because all marijuana did to me, and I tried all the different vehicles, right?
Yeah.
I tried gummies, didn't
Yep.
like it. I tried a joint, didn't like that.
Okay.
I tried an edible, didn't like that. So I don't know of any other method of taking the dope, taking the weed, whatever. All it did was just make me motion sick, and I hate being motion sick. So weed is not for me.
I have a vape pen. That's what I use. You're like, I've tried weed 3 times. I was like, I did that today.
I can't. See, the other reason why is I can't do it because it was just over a year ago that I smoked a joint, and I made the mistake of basically smoking the whole thing because I don't know moderation very well. If there's a cookie, I want 2 cookies. If there's a bowl of cereal, I want the whole box. And so someone gave me a joint, or okay, right, well, I bought it, and I ended up smoking the whole thing, and I spent the next 3 hours feeling like I was on the Poseidon.
Yes, but you're not supposed to, like, because you're not a frequent smoker, you're not supposed to smoke the whole thing.
Yeah.
You take a couple of hits, see how it does, and tell people honestly, when you ate the edible, you ate the whole edible, and then you overdosed on weed.
No, I didn't. I overdosed on weed on that first joint. Every time since, I was very cautious about it, and also Tara monitored and told me no.
She didn't try it.
No, she did, but
So
she was there, so it wasn't possible for me to overindulge on my experimentation.
I like
Oh,
how
she probably fed you a lot just to entertain herself,
just so she didn't have to tie her shoelaces anymore.
Here, yeah.
If he's passed out, he doesn't need shoes.
I hate to say it, but I think you guys might be right.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com. You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Back inside the treehouse now. It is Monday, November 4th, 2024. Let's get some pre-election birthdays in. Des Bryant, former Dallas Cowboys receiver, is 36 today. After he played for the Cowboys, he also played for the Saints and the Ravens. It's interesting when I go back and think about Des Bryant's career with the Cowboys and Jerry Jones's lack of wanting to get rid of players that he likes. I'm still surprised that the Cowboys released him when they did, because I thought they were going to hang on to him for at least a year or 2 more. I was really, really proud of them that they cut him when they did, because he had become such a liability, because he was still freakishly athletic, but then he would make a great catch and then fumble the damn ball.
Yeah, but I mean, Jerry paid for him to have a handler 24/7 from the time they drafted him, and I think even the handler's like, we can't do this anymore. Like,
the final straw was when he slapped his mom. They were both him. I thought it was him and his mom were drunk and slapped his mom, slapped the hat.
No, that was 2-3 years before he ever got released. That was kind of a non-issue. I think everyone, when that happened, kind of like, okay, we get it. We get why you hit her.
There were a couple of, one was public. I don't know that. I know of one instance that did not get publicized, but in a hotel bar, slapped people and had numerous security have to get him under control and get him out.
So it wasn't just as far as rumors go. The Cowboys releasing birthday boy Des Bryant wasn't just because of his play on the field. It was mostly because of his play off of it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Then that shows an amazing amount of maturity on the Cowboys franchise part, despite the fact that Jerry Jones himself rarely displays it. Other birthdays today on November 4th, 2024. Curtis Stone, celebrity chef from Australia, is 49 today. He's tall and he's blonde, got the frosted tips, and he's Australian and he can cook. So a lot of women really like that. Matthew McConaughey is 55 today. Ralph Macchio. Oh, by the way, Trey, how do you feel as a UT fan? How do you feel is Matthew McConaughey still the king of the alumni, of the Hollywood alumni UT, or is Glenn Powell? His star has shot to the top of Hollywood fame, and I guess he's a UT alum as well. He was at a game a few weeks back. Is he usurped McConaughey as the ultimate Longhorn?
I don't know. I don't know if Glenn Powell actually went to UT or if he's just been adopted, but I don't know.
Why do you say adopted like that?
Their generosity knows no bounds. Sometimes they take in a poor actor kid.
I think for the time being, McConaughey still rules supreme. I mean,
okay,
and he does like their locker room pep talk.
Mm-hmm.
Even I think he teaches a class down there too.
Oh yeah, he's a professor. That's right.
But
Professor
yeah, that's funny. I met him one time, like during Rush. Like he was a senior, I was a freshman. He did not look anything like he does today. But
he looked more Congress Avenue.
He looked more frat boyish.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking maybe he looked more like he was living underneath the Congress Bridge with the bats.
No, he was a Delt. He was a Delt.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was Delta Tau Delta over at UT.
Gotcha. Okay.
Delta Tau Delta, Delta, one of the two.
Delta.
Oh, Delta Tau Delta. Yeah.
So McConaughey, 55 today. Ralph Macchio, star of the Karate Kid movies and the surprising hit series Cobra Kai, is 63. 63. The dude still looks 33. It's amazing. How he doesn't have some sort of skincare endorsement, I do not know.
He's just one of those anomalies. Like I thought you were going to say Ralph Macchio, star of Karate Kid and Cobra Kai, 94 today.
Eventually we will. If we're still around doing birthdays, and I guarantee, and he's still going to look 44.
I know when he did Karate Kid 2, he had just had his third child. So but the
Karate Kid 3, as I think he had an appearance in that one with the girl. That was the girl Karate Kid, right? I think he was already like in AARP.
But the girl that's on the show on Cobra Kai that plays like the high school girl, she's like 29.
His daughter, I think she's pushing 30.
Yeah.
Other birthdays today: Survivor host Jeff Probst is 63. Laura Bush, former First Lady, is 78. Loretta Swit, who played Hot Lips Houlihan on MASH, is 87 today. And celebrating his 55th birthday in much different fashion than he's used to, Diddy. Diddy is 55 today.
He's in prison. He's celebrating it in fashion. Trust me. Like it's just.
I think now he's just on the receiving end of the birthdays.
He's just missing Cristal and music. Like that's all.
I'm sure he's getting all his birthday spankings though.
That's right.
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Like Aaron said right there, go to treehouseonair.com. You can donate to the RMS Treehouse Listeners Foundation, benefiting the families of fallen police officers and firefighters killed in a line of duty in North Texas. It is treehouseonair.com, and there's even links there to click on to donate to the Listeners Foundation. We appreciate that. Just a couple more things here before we take off for the day inside the Treehouse. Guys, have you ever been this drunk? And actually, I should rephrase it also. Have you ever been so drunk that you were the subject of wrong answers only inside the Treehouse? Inside the Treehouse for today, wrong answers only. A drunk woman stole a blank in New Orleans. I'll let our contestants Trey and Raj think if they're wrong answer. A drunk woman stole a blank in New Orleans. Raj, let's start with you.
A drunk woman stole a horse in New Orleans.
That is incorrect, which makes that a correct answer. So good job. That's actually the answer when I saw the headline that I would have said. I would have said a drunk woman stole a police horse in New Orleans. Because actually that would have been pretty believable too.
Yes.
All right, Trey, over to you. A drunk woman stole a blank in New Orleans. I need your wrong answer.
An alligator.
That is incorrect, which makes it a correct answer. Inside wrong answers only. And I realize I'm supposed to be the host of this show, but even I get confused as to what's wrong and incorrect when you go back and forth so many times. I feel like I'm taking shrooms. All right. The real answer is a drunk woman stole an ambulance in New Orleans. A drunk woman stole an ambulance in New Orleans. A woman in New Orleans stole an ambulance last Tuesday night, took it for a joyride with 2 EMTs and a patient still inside. Have you ever been so drunk that you stole an ambulance in New Orleans that had a patient and EMTs inside? This woman gets to say yes to that question if she's ever asked it.
I'm just saying that's one dedicated surgeon. That is because most surgeons are hammered all the time. So that's when she's like, I got this. I'll take him.
And it's funny. Any other time that seems just on face value stealing an ambulance. In New Orleans, it seems very pedestrian.
Yeah. That's why I thought it was good fodder for wrong answers only. New Orleans police said the woman was arrested and taken to the University Medical Center for a psychiatric evaluation. So let that sink in. New Orleans police arrested this woman because she was so drunk, they thought she needed a psychiatric evaluation. You know that New Orleans police has truly seen some stuff when it comes to drunk people, and they thought she was so drunk that she needed to be evaluated.
I wonder if they took her in the same ambulance. Just put her right next to the patient. How are you? That was my bad.
I also like to think this would be a great premise for for a sitcom to start. Like How I Met Your Mother Part 2.
How I Met Your Mother, the rehab years. Why your mom and I got divorced. That's the show.
All of a sudden you get all the answers you were looking for in the wonder years. Speaking of rehab, tomorrow is election day. Thank God. Thank God tomorrow's election day. If you have not voted yet, please do so for whomever you want. That's the idea. That's the idea of freedom. So yeah, go vote tomorrow. And on election day, I would like to wish us all luck. Not for one particular candidate over another, or for our guy to beat that guy or anything like that. No, I just wish our country luck. Because no matter who wins, we're going to need it. We'll see you back inside the treehouse tomorrow.